Alrighty. Awesome. It's so nice to see you guys all here. So, welcome to the magic of money. How to become magnetic to the moolah. Isn't that a great name? I thought it up all by myself. So this is going to be an intense 4 weeks, you guys. There's a lot of stuff that gets caught up in our money stories, and so we did the master class together, and there was a lot of aha moments that happened, and just a lot of emotions and stuff that comes up around money. We don't like to talk about it, even though we should. And there's just a lot of negative belief systems that come from our money stories. So I'm really super excited that you guys have all decided to join me here. Um, you guys stepped up. You chose you. You chose to find that change within yourself around the money stories. Um, you decided to choose abundance and wealth in all of its forms. And you do get to choose. And so over the next 4 weeks, you're going to hear me say that a lot. You get to choose. You get to choose what your new money stories are going to be. So you may have found yourself in this space because, you've had enough. You've had enough, and enough is enough. You are ready for more. You're ready to really welcome in some more abundance and some more wealth. And maybe you're just tired of being on the hamster wheel and feel like you're not getting anywhere, and that happens a lot for women entrepreneurs, especially. We're on that hamster wheel of go 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 and do, and yet we never see the results that we're wanting to see. So maybe you're just done with that lack and scarcity mindset. So regardless of what brought you here, I'm happy that you're here, and I'm really excited to share all of the tools and the resources that I've used over the last couple of years to really change my money story. So yeah, so I think my goal for having this workshop was when I came to that realization. And I think I told you guys in the masterclass that my mentor said to me, one day it's just going to click. One day it's going to click, and you're going to get it, and you're going to see you're going to see the shift happen. And it did take me a while, but the shift did happen. And once that happened, I even messaged her and I was like, oh my God, that click that you told me was going to happen, it happened. And then I really started to see money in a different light. And so I wanted to create this workshop because I want all women to have that click, and I want all women to embrace a new money story, because I think it's important for us to really rise up and lead our lives from a place of passion, from joy, and not have to depend on anybody, and just knowing within ourselves that we can manifest anything that we want to have. So I did explain some of my money story in the masterclass. Some of you have heard it many times, I'm assuming, or parts of it anyways. But there's, when I started my business and when I left my government job, I really, really struggled. And I told myself that when I left my government job, that I would do whatever it takes to make this work, because I no longer wanted to work that 8 to 5, Monday to Friday type job. I was done with it. I was trying to hustle my business on the side, and I was exhausted, and I was doing a trade show every weekend, and I was just done. And I really had to take a step back and say, what is it in my life that brings me joy? And I chose this entrepreneur lifestyle because I really craved the freedom. And I told myself at that time that I would do whatever it takes. I was like going to go knock on doors and sell magazines if I had to, like $15 a piece. I'm banging on every door in Prince Albert. But I struggled for many years after that, and I kept struggling, and I just couldn't seem to gain any ground. It was like the harder I was working, the more I was spending. I was really I just couldn't seem to make it work. And I was really getting tired of that. And like I mentioned, that the day that my car drove away on the back of a tow truck because they came and repossessed it, I was absolutely done. And I was determined, no matter what, to figure out my money story. So I started using the tools that I've been given by my business mentors that I'm going to share with you over the next 4 weeks. I started using those tools every single day. And I really dug deep into those stories and I figured out where they came from. And I figured why I had such a lack mentality. Um, and I think a lot of it is that you really just have to choose. You have to choose you and you have to choose the path that you feel most aligned with. It really is about choosing to live our lives from a place of alignment with our heart, with our soul, with our passion, and with our joy. So, over the next 4 weeks, oh my God, I'm long winded, you guys. I need to have a drink. So, over the next 4 weeks, I am going to share with you the exact process that I use every single day, every single week, and every single month. And this is how I changed my money story, and I'm going to share that with you guys. But there's something I need from you guys. There's a big, huge part that you guys need to play in this. So you need to show up. You need to do the work, and you must be in it all in. You have to be all in for you. It's going to be an intense 4 weeks, but I promise it'll be totally worth it. And you have to take 100% responsibility. I think that's one of our biggest important lessons that we learn in this life is that we do get to choose and we have to totally take responsibility for the fact that we've chosen maybe some negative things in the past around money and we've chosen to believe some of those negative stories around money. So we need to take responsibility for everything that we've chosen up to this point. And then we're going to move forward and we're going to choose a new story. What else do I got going on here? So you must, without a doubt, claim it. You must claim it as your own because you guys are here, you showed up, and you're ready. You're ready to change those stories. You must allow it to come. You must be open to receive the knowledge and the wisdom that I'm going to share with you, and you have to be open to receive the money or the wealth or the abundance and in whatever ways that looks like for you. You have to give yourself 100% permission to have all of it, whatever it is that you desire to manifest in your life. You have to give yourself 100% permission to have it and to have it all on your terms because you get to choose. So today we're looking at why we're in the situation that we're in today. So you are in this position today because you chose to be, because we've all chosen to be. We've chosen to believe those negative stories, and we've chosen to maybe not take the action that we thought was needed. We chose to maybe not live in alignment with our passion and our joy and what we felt like we needed to be doing. We chose other people's stories. And so we are in this position today because we choose to be. So there's a lot of those negative belief systems around money, and they've been instilled in your subconscious mind. And so these stories are really, really hard to change. And you guys all know this. Those negative belief systems, they get passed down to us by our parents, by our grandparents, by our peers, our friends, our experiences, our traumas, all of the things that have happened in our past and all of the people that have crossed our path. So there's a bit of shift that kind of needs to happen there. So when you truly, truly believe that you can create wealth, that you can make money in whatever ways that you do, it's a completely different thought process than then allowing yourself to be and continue to believe those negative patterns. It's really dark in here, so I'm having a hard time to read my notes. So for some, having a lot of money is a struggle. We don't feel that we're worth it, or that we deserve it. Um, and we don't actually know who the person is that has all that money or all of that wealth and all of that abundance. Who is she? Um, what does that look like? So, what does that person look like who has a shit ton of money? Um, Tracy, you and I talked today, right? Who is that person that has a shit ton of money? Well, she looks like me. She looks like you. She looks like you, right? We don't have to change those things about us. We just have to change those thought patterns and how we look at things. Um, so subconsciously, these negative belief systems are actually helping us or motivating us to push money away. Those thought patterns are motivating us to actually push money away. So we need to change that. We need to change that, and it needs to be a consistent practice of changing our mindset. And we all know how hard that can be. So, um, there's a lot of reasons why we choose to push money away. Um, we push money away maybe because we don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable around us, because people with money make us feel uncomfortable, so we don't want to do that to others. Or you have a belief that you have to work really, 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 really hard to make money, and if you do that, then that will take time away from maybe your children or your loved ones or your relationships. So you choose to push money away in that way because you believe in your own mind that you have to work super hard for it. There's also a thought process of, if I made a lot of money, I would be devaluing the struggle that that others have had. So I've talked about this a few times with some of you ladies. We have this thought process where if I do really well and I'm very successful and I have a lot of money, then I'm devaluing the work that my parents did or the work that my grandparents did. And so in that thought process, we have to remember that they wanted better for us. That was why they worked so hard. And the women in our generation have more opportunities than any other women have ever had in 5,000 years. And we would be actually dishonoring them if we choose to push money away because we thought we were going to devalue the work that they did. So I think that's a really big subconscious shift that has to happen. We're not devaluing anybody by choosing money and success and wealth and abundance for ourselves. In fact, I think we're honoring those people that came before us. I believe, and I've said it before, I believe that my grandma is like cheering me on. She's like, go, goddess, go, you know? And I think that's, she worked really hard because she didn't want my mom to have to work as hard. And my mom worked really hard because she wanted more for my sister and I. So I don't want to dishonor them and dishonor the work that they did. We get to have it better. And all of the women that have come before us have worked really hard to give us that, those opportunities. So over the next few weeks, we're going to dive into a lot more of that, of these beliefs around money. But I just want to talk for a minute about gratitude. And when I talk about my story, I wanted to mention that I lived in lack and scarcity for a really long time. It took me a really long time to kind of move out of that mindset. And when I started my business, There was never enough, and I was just so frustrated. I was really, really frustrated. There was a lot of sadness. There was depression, um, and there was fear about how I was going to make this work. So when I really started to dive in and shift my stories, when all of these shifts started to happen and the big click happened, um, and I started taking inspired action and building like a root system around my business and I'm building that foundation, I started to take better care of my money. And so all of these things just really started to happen and come into alignment with each other. Once I started having that, building those structures and really diving into my money story, then I started to take better care of my money and I started to appreciate it more. And I started to really have deep gratitude for all of the money that was coming in and all of the wealth and all of the abundance. Um, I remember this one time I had launched a workshop and I had all of this money coming into my bank account and I just, of course, money flows. So I'm like, oh my God. So I have this money in my bank account and I just started paying bills like crazy. And I was, letting the money flow through me to all of these responsibilities that I had to pay for. And at the end of the day, there was money left in my bank account. And I didn't know what to do about that. I didn't even know how to navigate that. It was like, because that's never happened, because there's always never enough. So I had found myself thinking that I had conquered all of my money stories. But then there was another money story. It just started to pop up. It's like, okay, well, now why do you have this money? It needs, what didn't I pay, or what didn't I recognize that needed to be done with this money? Because it's just not okay that I actually have some money. So what happened is I went back through all of my stuff. I paid all my bills and I had done all the things right. And I still couldn't figure out why I had this extra money. And I wasn't really sure what to do with it because it was just, I had this epiphany that, oh my God, I have this money and it's mine and it doesn't need to go anywhere. And that's never happened before. So I went shopping. I paid myself. And it was the first time since I started my business that I was able to pay myself. And I thought, oh my God, thank you. And I felt deep gratitude for that. And I realized that then I had just conquered another money story. And now I always think about that when I'm doing my budget and I'm doing my money work. I always include that I get to get paid. I get to get paid from my business that I've worked really hard at. So through this process, I learned that deep gratitude for money is very, very important. Even if it's just a little bit of wealth or a little bit of abundance that comes to you, be very, very grateful for it. I have some magazine subscriptions that are $5.50 a month for the year. Instead of like the $75, there used to be an option where you could pay $5 a month to have a subscription for the magazine. So I'm laying in bed in the morning and I can hear my phone going off and it's like, it's that little money ring. It's like, oh, I got money. PayPal is like sending me a message. You got something great. So I get up and I take out my journal and I sit with my coffee and I look and it's $5. And I sit down in deep gratitude for that $5. And I'm like, thank you for this $5 that I got from whoever, even though it's only $5. Be grateful for all of the abundance that comes into your life. And I want you to be very aware of all of the abundance that comes to you over the next 4 weeks and be grateful for it. I'm also very grateful for my struggle with money. I'm grateful because if I wouldn't have had that struggle and if I wouldn't have had that journey that I went on in, choosing that lack and that scarcity mindset, I learned so much. I learned how to create this sustainable business. I learned how to put all of those structures in place so that my business would support me. And I probably wouldn't have dug my heels in so deep if I hadn't have been in such a place of lack. So I'm also very grateful for the journey, the whole entire money journey that I've been on, because it taught me a lot. It also taught me that I can have it all and I can claim as much of it as I want to, as long as I commit to it at soul level, that I come completely into alignment with what it is that I'm offering to the world, and I stay in the alignment of wealth and abundance. I call it in for myself, I claim it, and I choose it for myself. So, what are some of your beliefs around money? So, I want you to just take a few minutes and write down some of the beliefs that you currently have around money. And just thinking about it, like write down as many as you can think of. Um, Money is hard to make. Money is hard to keep. You have to work super hard. I don't deserve to be wealthy. Money is evil. If I have a lot of money, that I'm snobby. My dad used to say this one all the time. Money doesn't grow on trees. If I have a shit ton of money, am I dishonoring my parents or my ancestors? I'm not good with money. So just take a couple minutes and make yourself a list. And if you want to share a few, whatever you're writing down, you can share it in the chat box with me. That would be super awesome. I would love to know if you guys came up with more than what I have written down here. I've been blessed to have money flow in lately, and I'm working on the fear of it continuing to flow in. I definitely need a plan for how to spend it, and I get fearful that the flow will stop. But that's why I'm going to give you all the tools that you need to make that happen and really learn how to create a really good budget and take care of your money so that your money will take care of you. So I'm going to put a few more questions. I'm going to ask you to journal about these. You need to spend money to make money. And to some extent that's very true, right? But it depends on what you're spending it on. Easy come, easy go. Well, that's a nice way to think about money flowing, right? Sometimes it's a lie. Yeah, sometimes it is. It's true. Okay, so continuing to not have the money that you want allows you to, I'm going to put this in the chat box so you guys can see it. Continuing to not have the money I want allows me to continuing to live in scarcity means I can stop believing that someone else deserves my money more than me. Exactly. Not renovating my kitchen. To be rich, I have to what? To be rich, I have to to be rich, I can't you can't be poor. Exactly. To be rich, you can't be poor. The only way I can have a lot of money is and the last one, it would be easier to not create wealth because the only way I can have a lot of money is if I win the lottery. Stop giving to Miguel. Exactly. Stop giving it all away. It would be easier to not create wealth because it keeps me in the shadows. Hmm. But don't you want to shine? Because you can stay hidden. It's easier to stay hidden. It's tough to really live your life from a place of authenticity and truth because it gives us, it leaves us for, how do you say that, right? It leaves us open for judgment and ostracization from others. There's a fear around really stepping up and shining your light and living, your truth on your terms. There's fear around that because it leaves us open. So in order to move forward from here, and you guys can write more about this later tomorrow. And I actually hope that you come back and you listen to this all again. Actually, it isn't easier to not create wealth. It's harder and it's fucking terrible, she says. How do we explain to others how money flows to us? Well, once we start getting really secure about our own money situation, then it's not that hard to talk about anymore because we see the truth in it and understanding that money is just energy that flows to us and through us to others, right? Okay, so in order for us to move forward from here, you must choose to do the work. You must choose to do the work. You must choose to be grateful for all of the lessons that we've learned up until this point. We must be grateful for the struggles that got us here. And you must choose to accept the responsibility that, yes, you chose this, you chose your life up to this point, and you need to take responsibility for the choices that you're going to make moving forward. And you choose now to create and accept wealth on your terms from a place of truth and a place of authenticity. So you guys can say it with me. I allow money into my life. I allow myself to be rich. I allow wealth and abundance in all of its forms to grace me in my life. Mindset is really, really a tough thing to change. And it takes that you do the consistent, everyday work. So repeating your affirmations, your money affirmations, and I do believe that you guys all received the money affirmation sheet that I sent out, along with the money power hour manifestation meditation. I do believe. I do believe. I hope all you guys got that. If you didn't, then please reach out to me and I will resend it to you. So next I would like to ask you to really think about why. Why do you want to have wealth and abundance in your life? What is your why? What is your motivation for creating that wealth and that abundance and that life that you're living, that vision that you have for yourself? Why? For myself, it was freedom. It was freedom for when it's 40 frickin' below to not have to get up and go to work every day, Monday to Friday. It's that freedom that I choose so that I can go anywhere with my laptop and I can work from there. What motivates you to create that vision for yourself? Maybe it's travel. Maybe it's just finding that flow. Maybe it's joy. Maybe it's peace. Or maybe for you, it is also freedom. Yes, Rosemary, it was in the email, the welcome email that you guys got. Yeah. So I'm asking you guys to really tap into that power hour. I gave you guys all the power hour. If you guys worked with me before, you guys all have the power hour. You all know that I'm like all about the damn power hour. So here's your gypsy ass kicking for the day. Use the power hour. Write down the things that you're grateful for every single day. Like I said, even if it's the $5 that you received. Maybe it was a cheeseburger. Maybe your husband brought you a cheeseburger. He's giving you a gift of a cheeseburger, and you can be grateful for that because that in itself is a form of abundance, right? And then write down what you desire to manifest in your life. What do you choose to create for yourself in this lifetime? You need to get very good and clear about what it is that you desire to have. That is why this power hour practice is just very, very powerful. And I gave you guys the money meditation to go along with the power hour so that you don't have to do the meditation on your own. You can just, of course, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm sure you guys get sick of it. So use that power hour practice every single day for the next 4 weeks. Can you make that commitment to really dive in and think about those, being grateful, the things that you're grateful for and the things that you desire to bring into your life? I always say too that the law of attraction says that, as long as you raise your energetic vibration to meet whatever it is that you're calling in for yourself, the universe has no choice but to give it to you. And of course, there's, 12 laws of the universe, and there is the law of abundance. The law of abundance says that there's more than enough for everybody. So it's okay to think big and create a big vision for yourself. And it's okay to ask for whatever it is that you want because there's more than enough to go around. The universe has an endless supply of wealth and abundance. And the universe is more than willing to share it with each and every person. So when I talk about raising your energetic vibration to meet the money, it's like creating that vision for yourself. And we're going to talk about that more over the next 4 weeks, but creating that vision for yourself and stepping into it and allowing yourself to be there now. It's like there's a saying that says, the ego says that once everything falls into place, I will find peace. Spirit says, find peace and everything else will fall into place. It's like a chicken and an egg kind of thing, It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The vision, the manifestation. How do you step into that vision, right? So it's like the thing that you are resisting the most is the path you need to follow. So as you're trying to create this bigger vision for yourself, you're going to face that resistance, but the resistance is where you need to be and you need to push through that. There's usually a lot of fear that goes with that, but the idea is to live that grander vision in the now. Step into that vision that you have for yourself, and then the money and the abundance and the wealth will come for you and support you and back you up. So if you said, when you have the money, once you've already attained the wealth and the abundance, then you will be able to live from a place of freedom and truth and flow. But you must actually make the choice to live from that place of freedom and flow and choice before the wealth comes to you. Because when you are in true alignment with your passion and where you're supposed to be, all of the stars will align and the universe will give you what it is that you desire to have. So the homework for this week is to take a look at all of the money stories that you wrote down, all of the negative beliefs that you have or that you wrote down for yourself about money. And look at each one individually and ask yourself, is this true? So firstly, ask yourself, is this true? One of the ones I wrote down was money is evil. Is this a true statement? Of course it's not, right? Money is energy. Money just is an energy that flows to us and through us. Just like all of wealth and abundance, it's just an energy that we give and we receive. So take each one of those beliefs that you wrote down and ask yourself, is this true? And then rewrite it so that it is true. Use your power hour every single day. Use the money meditation. Open up your money channels and allow the abundance. Allow yourself to recognize that you can be open to receive all of the wealth and the abundance that the universe has for you. And the last thing is the challenge. So I'm going to put a challenge. I'm going to send it to you guys in an email. The challenge, if you want to do the extra work this week, which I hope all of you do, because I said it's going to be an intense 4 weeks with lots of work to do. The challenge is to write yourself a new story. So rewrite your money destiny. What do you choose your now future to be? When it comes to wealth and abundance and manifesting what it is you want to create in your life, what is your money destiny? So choosing to rewrite your money story in the now. And you get extra bonus points if you share it with me. So power hour every day. What are you grateful for? What are you desiring to manifest in your life? Read your affirmations. Read the affirmation sheet that I gave to you guys. Bonus points if you read it to yourself in front of the mirror. I am willing to accept money. Money loves me and I love money. And my favorite that I walk around the house saying all the time is, I am a badass money maker. And every time I feel myself slipping back into that lack or that scarcity mindset or something triggers that thought in my head, that's what I tell myself. No, that's not true. I am a badass moneymaker and everything is as it should be. And all of my desires are coming to me. And I live from a place of grace and ease. It's just about changing our mindset around these things and catching our triggers and recognizing them and coming back into alignment with where we need to be when it comes to our money mindset. And all of these little tools are going to help you. So, power hour, grateful, all the things you desire to call in, money affirmations, and rewriting the rules, asking yourself about your money beliefs. Are they true? And try to rewrite them for yourself. And the challenge is to rewrite your money destiny. So that's a lot of stuff to do this week, you guys. And you guys know that I'm here for you if you need me. I'm super excited and honored that you guys are here. And I can't wait to dive in some more. Next week, I will be in the Facebook group every single day, sharing an affirmation with you or something to inspire you to keep going on this journey. It has to be a consistent. We have to work hard at changing this story for ourselves. And so I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be in there inspiring the hell out of you. And you guys, if you haven't booked in with me to do your Queen Code activation, then please do that because it's been fun. And so I'm going to stop the recording, and so you guys can actually turn your unmute yourself if you want to, and we can have a conversation. If anybody wants to